being a female, they really do not give you some jobs.
There are now statistics to prove it. There's this tendency for women to get talked over when they're in meetings.
Hey guys, welcome to Folabomi's YouTube channel. This is Slim. Don't talk too much.
Hi guys, good day. This is Toluwaleye. Welcome to Folabomi's YouTube channel. Today we have with us two absolutely lovely women that we'll be having a very short conversation with on the theme for the International Women's Day 2022, which is Break the Bias. Let them introduce themselves so we can meet them.
I'm Mary Olayiwola.
Nice to meet you, Mary.
Nice to meet you too, Toluwaleye.
Stella.
Hi viewers, my name is Stella Olugbemi. It's great to be here today.
It's great to meet you both. Actually, this is the first time I'm going to meet them physically, but I've heard a lot of amazing things about them, and I'm sure that we're going to learn from them today. So before we delve into it, we're going to do a quick this or that, and we're going to start with Mary.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Concert or sports game?
Concert.
9 to 5 or entrepreneurship?
9 to 5.
Start work late or leave work early?
Leave work early.
Work from the office or work from home?
Work from the office.
Free lunch or free hair appointments?
Free lunch.
Video meetings or in-person meetings?
Video meetings.
Growth or security?
Growth.
Book smart or street smart?
Street smart.
Pep talk or motivational quotes?
Motivational quotes.
Save 100 strangers or one loved one?
One loved one.
Thank you. Okay, over to you, Stella. Are you ready? See the future or change the past?
See the future.
Win the lottery or land your dream job?
Win the lottery.
Angry client or angry coworker?
Angry co-worker.
Emails or conversations?
Conversation.
Clean as you cook or clean up at the
Clean as you
raise or bonus?
raise.
Education or experience?
Experience.
Private office or reserved parking spot?
Private office space.
Alright, thank you for that. So, I'd like to know what you do.
I'm an instrumentation and control engineer with Egin Power PLC.
That sounds big.
Yeah, it's one of the largest thermal stations in sub-Saharan Africa. For instrumentation and control engineering, I basically deal with instruments. Like I said, instruments, they are like the neurons in your brain. They are information transmitters. So if anything goes bad with the instruments, they can't get feedback at the control room. We have the final control elements, which is console valves, and we have hundreds of them at Egin Power PLC. So there are instruments attached to those control valves, and if they go bad, we really cannot control the valves, and there could be abnormalities in the plant. So what I do on a day-to-day basis, I'm more of a preventive engineer than a corrective maintenance. I check those instruments and make sure nothing is wrong with them.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so have you had some challenges, or what kind of challenges have you had while on the job or in your role?
Okay, so I'm going to relate it to the International Women's Day stuff. Being a female, they really do not give you some jobs. You are kind of relegated. They feel you can't, you don't have the mental capacity or the physical capacity to do some jobs. So you have to just put yourself out there. You tell your manager, give me the opportunity. That's been the major challenge I've faced so far. And I can assure you it's getting better because when jobs come up, they put my name there. So it's left to me to say, oh, maybe physically it's challenging for me. I can't do it, give me softer working place. But it has been better compared to when I started.
That's so impressive. Thank you for sharing. Stella, would you please tell us what you do?
Okay, so I'm a media and communications person. I work with the corporate communications and branding department. And so there's a lot I do on my job role, so I'll attend to some guys. Basically, we are the PR people. We are responsible for the company brand reputation, brand collaterals, making sure everything is in sync. We also do a lot of community service, which we refer to as corporate social responsibility. So another thing we do is facility tours, excursions, and visits to come into the facility to have a first-hand experience of how we run a power generating plant. And this is just in a nutshell.
A little bird told me that you have a business. So would you like to tell us what kind of business you run?
Yes. I believe in not putting all your eggs in one basket. I'm a gift curator and a personal shopper. I love to be in the market. I'm a market woman. Let's just leave all the drama. And I'm a personal shopper for those who don't have time to go and do their personal shopping on their own.
Awesome. So on your role, are there instances where you've helped to break the bias?
Yes. My first joined the organization where I work now, I was a lot more quiet. But I noticed people just had these assumptions or things like, okay, this is where you belong, just stay there, or you can't do this. Or you are in a meeting and then somebody just says, okay, because you're the woman in the meeting, you should be the one taking notes or minutes. And I'm like, no, being a scribe is not the responsibility of a woman. We are all in this meeting. Anybody can take the minutes. So I refuse. Tasks you're given to me based on my gender, not because you think I can do them, but because you think I'm a woman. That's what I should be doing. So I've learned to say no. I really don't care whose ox is correct. I just do what I have to do. I move on.
So still on you, as a working mom, how have you been able to balance work, business, and the home front?
Okay. Thank you for that question. It's been tough, and I've been married for 14 years, and my first child is about 13. It's not been easy. I can tell you that for free. It's not been easy. It's been very tasking, but for a woman to succeed on the home front and at work too, first of all, you need a very supportive spouse, somebody who understands that raising children is not just the responsibility of the woman. It's everybody's responsibility. We are a family. Like I often say to them at home, the only time you will not fully participate in what is going on in this house is if you are a visitor. You will not come and tell me, I have helped you to make the bed. Excuse me, you live in this house. You're not helping me. We're all helping ourselves. When the children were much younger, I raised them in such a way that they had this sense of responsibility that mommy might not always be at home, but there are things that need to be done, and you also need to play your own part. What works for him might not work for me, but for me, it's tying everybody in the family along. And also at work, letting them know that I have two jobs. I'm a career woman, I'm also a wife and a mother. So when it's time to carry my bag and go and start the other aspect, which is being a mom and a wife, I don't hesitate to do that. I will not stay in the office for longer than necessary because I have another job to go to.
Thank you so much for sharing. Now to you, Mary. Can you tell us about an inspirational woman that has helped you to where you are now?
Okay, so I'm not going to mention the names we are used to, like the likes of Konjo. In secondary school, we had a female maths teacher, and I can categorically tell you that she has been helpful. She was helpful during that time, and she's still been helpful. I don't know if she's in service or not, but then I really did not like maths, especially probability, and that being going clockwise and anti-clockwise, it was challenging for me. But then I remember after classes, then she would sit me down, talk to me that it's not hard. You just have to put your mind to it. So growing up, it has really made me love maths so much. Ask anybody around, maths is like my best subject, and I owe it to that woman because she made me understand that once you put your mind to it, you can just have it done. And then my everyday woman, that's my mom. Yeah, she's been an inspiration to me. My low moments, I just call her and she offers advice. It doesn't have to be career related advice, it's just that motivation, that determination not to give up. Because I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you?
Yeah.
You must first believe in yourself for others to believe in you. There's been those two women, my mom and then my secondary maths school teacher.
Shout out to Mary's math teacher and her mom too.
Yeah.
So now to you, Stella. Can you tell us ways we can individually and collectively fight gender bias?
Yes, breaking gender bias is everyone's responsibility because you are either partaking in it or being quiet and enabling it. But I actually found out that there are now statistics to prove it. There's this tendency for women to get talked over when they're in meetings. So I think in situations like that, you can, as a lady, if you're not the one who's being talked over, you could just say, do you mind letting her finish what she has to say? I really would like to hear what she has to say. So that kind of stops the other person in their tracks. And then if you are the one being talked over, I think you should just pick up the courage to say, would you please allow me to finish making my points? And then when you're done, you can say, okay, over to you. Don't be whether an active or passive, enabler or whether. And at home, my sons know that there is nothing like she's the girl that had wants to. There is absolutely nothing like that. Everybody cooks, everybody does the dishes, you sweep, you make the house. When it's your time to do laundry, you do it. Doesn't matter what gender you are. So, and this is an opportunity for the new generation to actually break this bias once and forever, because some of these things are mindsets, cultural mindsets that were handed down to us from our parents, grandparents, and all of that.
Would you like to add to that?
Yeah, I believe the reason women are talked over at times is because women are perceived to be emotional beings, while men they are logical beings. Okay, I read one book, or I'm still reading that book. Nice girls still don't get the corner office.
Okay.
Some of the mistakes women make One of them might talking too much, not going straight to the point, not being concise and brief. So as women, I think the responsibility lies on us to actually change that narrative. If you want to break that bias, it starts with us. Don't just want to talk, and then not making any sense. And when important decisions are to be made, don't get involved.
So we've spoken about some ways we can break the bias, but can we talk about the importance of breaking the bias to both men and women?
There's something the Bible says. It says, male and female created he them. God was not gender biased because he understood that for the world to move at the speed and the pace and at the level at which things were to be done, two genders needed to be doing, working together. The importance of breaking this gender bias on all aspects is that we need it for this world to function well. For instance, look at what is happening in Russia and Ukraine. I'm sorry, this is not a political discourse, but I think some of these words are because people don't listen or people's egos are at stake. How about if the president had decided to ask a woman's opinion on, I'm sure she, being emotional, like Mary said, yes, she might have given him a very lengthy speech, but she would have found a way to convince him that there's a better way to solve this problem. Sometimes the hard way is not the only way. We need to give everyone a chance. You think Mary is not a better engineer because she's female? How about she goes in there one day and then she comes up with a way to solve complex problems because she gave her a chance. But if you keep relegating Mary, she's going to keep the knowledge she has to herself. I know, and well, who's at loss at the end of the day? The company who is paying her for not really getting all the value they need because they think little or nothing she can do in some areas. So it's really going to, let's just give it a chance and see how it works out for the workplace, the home, and the world at large. Everybody should be given an equal opportunity. Let's not encourage this bias.
I think it starts at the grassroots, like growing up. You have to inculcate that habit into your children, wherever you are raising your words. That there are some rules that are not gender specific. There was one discussion I was having with a friend, and he said that if he gets home earlier than his wife, he's not going to cook. She has to come home and cook, and even if he cooks, he's going to cook just his food. You can imagine the mentality already he has that, oh, the kitchen is meant for the woman only. If there's an avenue for you to help your wife, she's your helpmate, she's your spouse, like she's your partner, do it. I think it's the narrative that has been sold to us that there are some things that a man shouldn't do. Once you start doing it, you are seen as a weakling. So it starts from, like I said, raising our kids up. Let us tell them that, yeah, we are looking towards world where some roles are not just meant for women and roles meant for men.
Thank you very much. We've come to the end of this discuss. We hope you've been able to learn one or two things, and we are hoping that going forward we can actively break the bias in our places of work, in politics, basically in our country at large. Would like Stella to teach us the pose of the 2022 International Women's Day, break the bias. But before she does, I'm going to implore that you subscribe, you share this particular post, you like, and you drop comments. Thank you very much. Till next time. Stella, over to you.
So just cross our hands this way. Like you're fighting kung fu. You're breaking something. So
Okay, did we say anything?
yes, 1, 2, 3, go. Break the bias.